Hello and welcome to the video. My name's Jensen. I'm a singer-songwriter, composer and content creator, and today we're going to be talking about some of the changes that are going to be happening in 2018 for Facebook and YouTube. So obviously, as a content creator myself, I want to try and keep tabs on what's going on, what changes are coming up in the kind of content world, in the online world, and I like to know what's going on in media. As many of you know, there's been some controversial stuff happening recently with YouTube and their policies for monetization, and especially around the kind of the Paul Logan scandal, all that kind of stuff. And they basically just recently changed. So you've got to have a minimum of 1,000 subscribers and you've got to have 4,000 hours viewed in 12 months to even be considered for the YouTube partnership scheme, where you can talk about monetization and all that kind of stuff. So that's really a huge step up from, you need, I think it was 10,000 channel views. Like a massive step up. Now you might be thinking, oh, 4,000 hours, what's that? But it works out at nearly 250,000 minutes viewed, which is huge. So you need something like 240,000 minutes viewed on your content on YouTube and 1,000 subscribers. And also you've got to fit the criteria that they want. So of course you've got to fit the YouTube brand model and be very politically correct and all that kind of stuff. That's a huge amount. That's quite a high amount of demand, and I know a lot of the smaller channels and smaller content creators have really suffered for this. I completely understand why YouTube has made some of these calls. They are a business at the end of the day, and I think they have been struggling somewhat. The trust and relationship with YouTube that people had has just sort of been shaken a little bit. I still think it's a good time. I still think it's a good time to be getting into content creating and still creating things. I'm doing it. I'm still fresh. I'm still new to the game. It's going to be interesting to see how things shape up. So now let's talk about Facebook a little bit. Now, Mark Zuckerberg has put up a few posts over the kind of the last couple of months, mainly in January, about the changes that he wants to see happen and that are going to be happening over Facebook in 2018. Mark Zuckerberg said that they want to help people find relevant content and help you have a more meaningful social interaction, or more meaningful social interactions. They'd received a lot of feedback that had said people were mainly getting their newsfeed flooded with things from businesses and pages and all that kind of stuff, rather than getting things from their friends and their family, people they're actually connected with. So that's something that they want to change and turn around a bit. So expect to start seeing maybe more things coming in from your friends and family and less from businesses and pages and things like that. So that's an interesting one. They also predict that there's going to be less people spending time on Facebook. However, what is going to happen is basically quality over quantity. They want that time that people spend on Facebook to be more impactful, to be better. Essentially, they want them to have less time but a better experience, so quality over quantity. They also really want to plug into the idea of community off the back of this. They want to provide more things about local news, so they really want to focus on getting back to the roots of what Facebook is about and connecting people with people, essentially. I think Facebook have an opportunity here to step in where YouTube has essentially let down a huge section of their market. And I understand that YouTube have got to make business decisions. They've got to look after themselves and do things that make business sense. But I think the way that it's been done, it feels a little poorly handled. Also, I think this 4,000 hours thing, I think that actually unintentionally going to cater to a specific type of content and content creator and content consumer. For instance, if I put a 5-minute video out there, to meet that criteria, I've got to have 48,000 views on a 5-minute video in its entirety to meet 4,000 hours. 48,000 views. Whereas if I was, say, doing a vodcast or I was doing a playthrough, I can basically sit here and talk for an hour and whatever, and I'd only need, say, 4,000 views, which is a huge difference. Yes, those people would have to be there and sit and watch it in its entirety, but people are out there doing that. And I think it's unintentionally going to steer the market towards one type of content, which is kind of more VODs and playthroughs and things like that, and kind of maybe more talk show stuff. So I think it's really going to impact people who are trying to make short and engaging videos. Anyway, back to the matter at hand. I think Facebook have an opportunity here to step in where YouTube have failed. YouTube have basically abandoned the small content creators, and Facebook are wanting to focus on local and small and community, and I think there's an opportunity here for them to take on board some of these smaller content creators and be the hero of the people, which YouTube were. YouTube were always the hero of the people, and I think there's an opportunity to plug into some of these people that are feeling wounded from YouTube and small content creators, and plug into this and help essentially these small businesses, these small online enterprises reach their local communities and people around them. I know Facebook at the moment don't have an option to monetize videos. However, that's something that they could think about. I know that they're not a media platform or search engine like YouTube is. However, I know there's a massive amount of content created, supplied and consumed on Facebook. On the back of that as well, Facebook, this is a message for you. Please fix the audio on your videos. Please. I know most of the time people are probably just viewing them on their phones and stuff like that, but it makes me sad. And there's a lot of people who put time and effort into mixing tracks and doing things and working hard to get the audio really high, and will spend a lot of money on doing that just for you to compress it out. And I don't think there's any excuse, especially with your slow upload times. That's something you need to work on. You need to work on the audio quality for your videos, and you also need to work on your upload times. So take that as you leave it. And you've got an opportunity to swoop in where YouTube has let the people down, essentially. I love YouTube. Very different platforms, I'm aware of that, but you've got an opportunity to step in and do something where YouTube have failed. So maybe I've had a bit of a rant, I don't know, but what do you think about these policy changes for YouTube monetization and these changes coming to Facebook? Are you excited to get more local news and hear more about things? Are you disgruntled by this kind of viewership thing on YouTube? How do you think that's going to affect the market? Does it cander to the big boys? Does it play to only the big boys in favor? A little bit, I think it does, and I understand that those are the people that YouTube have to look after. But what are your thoughts about this whole thing? Do you have any? So once again, my name's Jensen. If you've liked or enjoyed this video, or something I've said has kind of connected with you, or you disagree, please feel free to like, comment and subscribe and all that goodness, and thank you for stopping by. Chestbin. Shaboom.